For cheap and reliable MT, head over to aoa.com and use coupon code JACOB for 3% off. Over the years in 2K, I have heard essentially everything under the sun argued. Like everything. Some of the things that seem undeniable, you'll always find somebody that claims that it doesn't exist. When it comes to full bars, when it comes to anything, certain badges working certain ways, there's always going to be somebody who argues this exists, this doesn't exist, yada yada yada. The one thing that I've never heard anybody say doesn't exist in 2K is algo. I have never ever in all of my years playing this game hear somebody claim algo doesn't exist. I've never heard it. I've never heard it once. It's a conception that everybody in the community has that algo exists. Whether it kick in for X, Y, and Z reason, that can be debated. Whether it's as impactful as some people might make it see, whether it can sway a whole game between a good player and a bad player, all of that stuff can be debated. But everybody, and I mean everybody, I think can agree to some extent that algo exists in 2K. And it's been that way forever. It's been like that forever. I mean, maybe not back like in 2K8 or something, but as long as I can remember playing online in 2K, which is a really long time, it's been like that. So we're going to talk about how it impacts the game and why I think the best thing for me personally, and I think for the bigger, broader community of, you know, people that play my team competitively or just on Twitch or sort of wagers, tournaments, anything like that, would be to make a game setting and play with friends called competitive game mode with no algo. What happens, so kind of backtrack on that a little bit. What happens with algo is during the middle of the game, for X, Y, and Z reason, 2K starts messing with this for each individual person. If you wonder why you shot 3 full bars in a row, it's because 2K decided to do this to you. That's why. If you ever wonder why you missed 2 dunks in 1 quarter, it's because 2K did this to you. And that's why. If you ever wondered why you're on a bad run and all of a sudden you pass the ball slightly up court and your player can't catch the ball and they fall out of bounds, it's because 2K did this to you. As you get deeper and deeper down here, a lot of people don't even understand that some of this stuff exists. So there's been plenty of times, I think, where everybody has seen the ball literally go through their body. They're literally getting a bump steal, but the ball phases their body. It's because the other person has that. This is the one that kills me, pass speed. That's how I can tell. This is how I can tell when I'm getting algo, because it just looks like the ball when I'm throwing cross court is moving in slow motion. A lot of people probably don't even know that some of these more specific sliders exist. I recommend going through and looking through this stuff. I do. Because there's a lot of them here. Lateral quickness. This is all CPU stuff, so it doesn't matter. But fouls. Speed with ball. Max rating. So, yeah, this is where shit gets really dumb. Because, like, this is what causes a lot of issues on next gen. Okay, so now we've looked through all these. What happens with algo is these get messed with mid-game for no reason, from 2K's perspective. And people at 2K make the argument that it's a game of runs. Basketball is a game of runs. So they feel like they need to implement this algo into games so that they can make it more of a run-based game to emulate real basketball, but the thing about it is people are going to naturally create those runs themselves while playing. I can simulate a run by just playing a really good quarter and just being super locked in. I'm in the green window with my Luke, you know, I'm hitting every green with Luka, you know, or I can simulate a bad run too, where I make 3 bad passes and it's on me. You don't need the game to add this algo in to make it more unpredictable. Because even if I do have a good run, I might not get rewarded for it because I just had the ball go through my body 6 times in a row. I'm literally watching the ball phase through my feet or phase through my center core of my player, but my steal success has turned to 12 because 2K just felt like making the algo go that way. So, what I would love to see out of 2K is a game mode where these sliders stay the same for the whole entire game. It never sways up 1 point, it never sways down 1 point. It literally just stays the same. Everything's set at 50 for the whole entire game for both teams. It'd make competitive 2K so much better. So much better. You remove that little algo out of the game and it helps things so much. So ridiculously much. And I've always said how I think that like 2K has a very hard time grasping the reality that this game is now more than a casual game where 2 people meet up and say, oh, what you want to do tonight? Oh, I don't know, let's go out. Okay, well, before we go out, let's play a couple games of 2K against each other. 2 randoms and a suicide. All right, yeah, break out the other controller and play against each other sitting on the couch. Because in that situation, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, no one really cares that much. But when people are playing this game for $250,000, and that's even on the higher side, when people are wagering on this game, when people are trying to make a career out of playing this game competitively, or not even a career, but just a side hustle even, this shit is killer, man. That algo can be terrible. I don't know about really that many other competitive games, but I feel like none of them are as affected by algo as 2K. Just like sheer luck stuff going into it. Because at any given time, like, you know, this 3-point success might drop all the way down to 23. And there's no way to see that in game. I wish you could go into the sliders and look what they were currently set at, but that's what's happened. So like, I've played this game a long time, and that is what happens. That's why you see people shoot 3 full bars in a row. Like, but you'll never shoot like 3 full bars in a row in any other setting when you're not playing. Like, you'll never shoot 3 full bars in a row in the practice facility because the 3-point success rating isn't going down that low. So like, here, let me just show you. And this is a shot that doesn't even have a pure green window. So now we're really getting into some nerd stuff here, right? Okay. Now watch these full bars I start shooting. I might just get ducks, honestly. I don't know. I haven't done this in a long time. Yeah, okay, so I don't know. It used to cause a lot of full bars, but now it just causes ducks. Honestly. I actually green one there. Okay, so maybe this worked a little bit differently. I should have maybe tried this out before the video, but in the past, if you did this, you ended up just shooting a bunch of fulls. But like the duck down animation, like, really wasn't as like prominent in other 2Ks up until next gen. In fact, I'm greening a couple of these, kind of ridiculous. So yeah, like that's you know, that's really all I gotta say about that. That's in short the video, really. I don't really know what else to say other than like, you would think maybe like, oh, Jacob just got popped in a game where he felt like he was algoed or something, but I didn't. I haven't played this game at all today. It's just something I was just thinking about because I think that, you know, you go back even just 2 years and you couldn't even play with friends with Hoff, but there should be like some competitive slider for my team where even crazier than Hoff, like where it's like harder to shoot and algo just doesn't flip-flop either way. May the better man come out on top, you know? Like that would be literally it. Because, you know, I've been in a lot of wagers where I've been on the better side and the worse side of watching the ball literally teleport through my body. And that kind of stuff will like never happen unless the sliders get messed with, like ever. Like it'll just never happen. That's the only explanation for it, is the sliders get messed with mid-game, and it's just so annoying, man. Like I was saying at the start of this video, like every single person who's ever played 2K is like at least experienced some sort of algo, like at some level. At some level they've experienced the algo at some point, you know. Even the more casual people, like they might not even call it algo, like just like back, I remember in like 2K15 I just call it like the rubber band effect. Like I don't even know, like that's just what me and my friends called it. Like I remember be playing with my friends and like, you know, I'd be down like 10 and be like, don't worry, the rubber band's about to snap. And sure enough it would, and all of a sudden I'm starting to throw down dunks over top of 3 people because my sliders would just increase probably up to 80 for in the lane driving dunk or frequency or whatever the hell it's listed as in there. So yeah, that's pretty much really the video, fellas. I don't really know where I was going with this, but you know, I just kind of wanted to say that I think the best thing that could happen for competitive my team would be a game mode where algo is completely eliminated from the game entirely. The runs that you speak of or you try and simulate with algo will happen naturally between 2 competitive players. One person will be more locked in for a 2 or 3 minute period time and will prevail. And I think it'd be really good for the game mode, but it won't ever happen.